Hey everyone, Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, 3-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils, and you're listening to the Uncle Pucker's New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go Devils!
It's been a long time coming, boys. It's the last time that we've seen Devils play hockey. It was Game 5, Round 1, April whatever. And we got sent home by those dirty-ass, disgusting Canes. And now, tonight, October 9th, 7:30, puck drop, Game 1 of 82, boys. How unbelievably excited are you guys for this one?
I don't know. Not as excited as the DM I just got from a woman named Mylen from China who likes to make friends on the internet.
That's awesome. I think I know her sister. She reached out to me. She likes making friends on the internet too, but I think she's from the Philippines.
I think this one has a penis.
Yes, that's right, Steven. Let's go. I'm so
what do they
excited.
call them? Ladyboys?
Ladyboys.
Ladyboys.
What are you asking us for, Tony? I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
One walks by Tim in the background.
Right.
You want sushi?
Yeah. The big tits and a giant dick.
It's just a fucking huge dick.
Our first profanity of the season. What's up?
So Chris D is apparently got himself so nervous for this game that he's can't control his bowels. So he's like
back to front.
It's a little bit like a senior dog that just can't make it outside in time. That's Chris D right now.
I appreciate it, but like I don't know if we want to be like the pooping podcast.
I don't mind it.
All right, fine.
I don't mind the pooping podcast.
Poop is always funny.
Oh, as we were saying before we signed out, we are probably the most open podcast for Devils, right? You come here, you can say whatever the fuck you want, pretty much.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, like the couple times I've been on Ace's show, he's like, "No, warn you, Tim curses a lot." I'm like,
well, we're 2 minutes in. We talked about shitting, ladyboys, and Devils hockey.
I think it was one of the listeners. I was listening to Ace's show, and it might have been Stephen Engel actually, and it was like he read or it was Sam Wu's show, and it was something Stephen, I think it was, wrote something in the other day about pooping, and he read it, and you could tell he like wasn't impressed, and I was laughing. I'm like, that's our guy. He's talking about taking a dump. I'm almost positive it was Stephen that mentioned it. So
we're like that classroom in school that has like 4 kids in it. I know I was in those classes. You know?
We used to call them something, or any class,
the gifted class, right?
Yeah, the gifted class.
That's what they told us.
Special bus.
Yeah, you know. When we had to put the blocks in the things. I remember that class in high school.
All right. Well, Bobby is going to be hopping on in a couple of minutes, and before we dive into the show, we have a sponsor for today's show is DraftKings. So NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? For me, it's the next one. I don't write this shit, guys. I just read it. Because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown can bring you closer to cashing in. From first touchdown scorer to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. But you don't even have to just do NFL. If you want to go and throw a few bucks on the Devils, who are actually underdogs by 1.5 goals tonight against the Canes, I think that's a lock. That's a lock. Bet on New Jersey. They will win the game, so you don't have to worry about covering. So here's the best part. Bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets instantly. So your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. And download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code THPN. That's code THPN to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Blue Hill Casino.
No, but it's supposed to say in New York, whatever. Call 877-8 or whatever. All right, please play responsibly on behalf of Blue Hill Casino and Resort. It's not my fault. It's how this thing was written. Fees may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Minimum minus 500 odds required. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, visit dkng.co/audio. All right, we're done with that.
Thank you, DraftKings. You can go fuck yourselves.
All right, so
guys,
go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
did you see that? I was mentioning to you guys in the chat yesterday that Torts, a coach that I've always appreciated a lot, man.
Yes,
Pick the Devils to win the cup, man.
he's setting himself up for
He's
Sheldon
playing.
Keefe to get
He's
him.
playing the long game. Yeah.
Hey, Torts.
Sheldon Keefe's going to get him just there, close enough, and they're not going to be able to get over the hump. And then it's when a guy like Torts comes in and just takes you to that next level. He's good for 2 years, and then he gets old. And yeah. So,
I'm excited to finally have the season start. You know, like I feel like we've been talking about this season for so fucking long, and it just kind of ended in such a disappointing fashion. And I just don't know if we've just done a lot of shows and that's why, or just the summer was particularly long, but we're here. We made it. I'm pretty optimistic. And, you know, I think tonight's going to be a pretty good, quick, early measuring test.
And Ace, I'm not a mush.
Mush.
I'm not a mush. Hi, Bobby. Where's Bobby? Where is he?
I'm here.
No, you're not on, though. What the heck?
What'd you do?
Come on, Bob.
I did what I normally do.
It's like
goddamn Metallica fans after 1988.
Look, he's got his jersey on.
I
He's
went
all
full
set.
geek mode tonight, dude.
I even decorated a little bit.
Look at that. I know.
When
He looks good.
When was the last year that the Devils wore white for home? What was the last year that was when white was the home colors? Is that like before the lockout?
We talked. We did this, didn't we? Wasn't it? I think that was one of your year the Devils things. Was it? I think it was like 2001 or 2002. I'm now realizing I have a pretty problematic shadow on the wall back there.
It's like a cop there, man.
It's like a giant-headed dick back there.
It's like two Timmies.
It's like a
little bit of a sex toy.
There's Tony. There's your lady boy.
Speaking of sexy, your voice sounds sexy, Tim. How's that feel?
I got a fancy
Welcome
new
to 2025 with that.
I know the
2003-2004 season was the season that they switched over to.
So this has been in the closet for about 21 years, and it smells of it. So
yeah,
it's cool.
You know, I had my first ever Devil jersey that I bought was the same one, white one. It was at that time the home one. And mine, I still have it. It's no name on it or anything, but I still have it. And the whole front of it's just covered in my blood from when playing roller and stuff. Just like
your nose that time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
I still have the Patrick Sundstrom jersey.
You have a Patrick Sundstrom jersey?
Yes.
That's a great fucking jersy.
I have a shitload of jerseys, man. I have many jerseys.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
It's kind of like why I'm wearing this. I'm like, I go to one game a year, maybe two. I don't have that many opportunities to wear a jersey. So what the hell? Opening night. Let's go.
You look like you're wearing shoulder pads. Jeez, man. Play off the gym.
Well, thank you, sir.
Nice.
We'll talk later.
Right. So
maybe I need to hit the gym a little bit.
So we got about an hour before puck drop, and it's going to be a very annoying game to watch for many reasons. First off, it's a national game, right? I think it's on ESPN or TNT or one of those, right?
Yeah, it's fucking John Butchergross and ESPN. Although AJ Malesko, the one of the female analysts for ESPN, I think she's probably one of the better.
She's not bad at color.
She's one of the better color analysts out there. So at least we got that. At least we got that right.
Devils are a 1.5 goal underdog. I don't know where the majority of the bets are going or anything like that, but we'll go around, go Tony, Tim, Bobby, me. Tony, what are you most nervous about in just tonight's game?
I'm actually pretty excited, man. I'm actually not nervous.
But we're going to get to what you're excited about next.
Yeah, so I'm not really nervous about much, though, man. I mean, I want to beat
beat
the Canes, of course. I fucking hate the Canes, but I mean, right now I'm going in pretty damn excited tonight.
Steven, real quick, NHLwebcast.com. Put that in. You'll get the Devil game, and then you'll be able to watch it. So there you go. All right, so you're not concerned at all. You think that they're ready to go. Nothing concerns you.
Not really. No, I'm pretty excited tonight. Usually how I am for every opening game of every opening season of a team I'm into, I mean, it could be because it's 2:00 in the morning here. I don't know, but I'm pretty excited, man.
All right. Hey, Tim, is there anything that you're nervous about tonight, concerned about?
The first shot on goal on Markstrom.
Mm-hmm.
I just and I don't know, like that's really kind of it. I'm trying to balance being like excited for this team, nervous it's the Canes, a little worried about how they're going to look. We know how Carolina plays. I do think that there's an opportunity to kind of set the tone for the season and bully the shit out of Carolina a little bit. Like they're Logan Stankoven's their second line center. Like I wouldn't mind seeing Brendan Dillon take a shot at him and toss him into the snack bar. I think that is something that I'd really like seeing. But yeah, that first shot on Markstrom, we know it's always been kind of iffy for him. But other than that, Devils hockey, man. Let's go. Long season, so let's try not to overreact on everything. But I will overreact if they win resoundingly.
Yeah.
How about you, Bobby? What are you concerned about?
I'm with Tony on this, man, and you'll see from our other predictions we're going to make absolutely nothing. I'm not concerned about one element of this game. This is all devil. This is all Homer shit going on right now too. But I'm not worried about this.
The only thing I would say concerns me a little bit is that top line from Carolina. The Aho, fucking Steelers and was that Jarvis? No, I think they have Jarvis.
There, yeah. Oh, yeah, that is a pretty good line. Although I think Aho skates by, like, people think he's a lot better than he is. He's a very good player, but like he's not that good.
No, he's not. I mean, he's their best player, but I'm with you. On most teams, he's your maybe third best, second best, depending. Yeah, I'm with you. But that line, that kind of makes me a little bit nervous. I just want to see more than anything, just the Devils just play a good, clean road game. That's what I want. Just, not too much. Keep it simple. And I think this could end up being well, we'll get to that. Tony, what are you most, I guess, not excited for, but what's the word I'm looking for, guys? I guess, what are you excited for?
See Jack back on the ice. I mean, that obviously, see Nico from last year. I really loved this play last year, but I think Jack is, for me, probably the most exciting thing this year coming into the season.
Tim?
Yeah, same. Like, it's been 7 months since we've seen Jack play at full speed. Just, I want to see some nice, pretty plays between Jack and Brad. I'd like to see Dadonov kind of bury one, off a nice play for them to really kind of establish that line. I think that would be pretty good. I also like to see Gritsuk and see how he handles now that we're in the season. See how he kind of handles NHL regular season. He was kind of put out a little bit of a slutty picture on his Telegram showing nips from his bed. Yeah, guy's a fucking whore. But he said he didn't sleep much last night, which is kind of acceptable. There's a funny picture of him getting onto the team plane, and he was like looking up into it like he's never been on a private plane before.
Right.
Like,
well, I think that the ones he flies on the KHL are like, about this far away from just falling out of the sky at any given moment. So
or explosives in them.
Russian machine never breaks.
Yeah. It's just that this thing is like airworthy, probably has them happy.
Like, we're just gonna make a stop to like run some heroin through fucking Jordan really quickly before we make it to our final destination.
Bob?
The mindset of this team from the jump. I want to see them, rolling through guys. I want to see them hard on the puck. I want to see them scoring first. I want to see that championship mentality. And I think it starts tonight. And I'm actually glad that it's with Carolina, because it's a fucking demon they need to exercise. Let's get it gone. And they're just gonna roll.
I'm most excited to see our bottom six. That's what I want to see. I want to see these guys step up and some 5-on-5 goals. I want to see Connor Brown and Cody Glassline with Palat. I like that line in preseason. I hope they can continue. And I hope that we can go, most of the season without screaming and yelling about trading Palat. Maybe he actually ends up being a positive on this team, but that's what I'm most excited about. I'm actually really excited about anything. I just want to see fucking Devils play.
Yes, there's that. And I think of all the players on our team, the one guy I think And we haven't talked about him a lot, but the one guy I think I'm kind of most concerned about how he plays and where he fits is Cody Glass. Like, I think, I would like to see him, string together a lot of good games starting with tonight. He's going to get probably some tough minutes. Have Keefe start to really trust him to kind of match up against some of those better lines. Maybe get some minutes against Aho's line, so Nico can cook against some lower competition. Stuff like that. So overall, though, yeah, like I'm excited for this season. There's so many doomers out there that still think this is the same team from the last 2 years, and that Jack's gonna get hurt immediately, and it's just like, all right, fucking relax. Like,
well, that's the other thing too. Even in the one game where it was most of the starting lineup, we haven't seen the entire starting lineup top to bottom, and I'm really looking forward to what they're doing, what they could do together. And then Chris, like, we're gonna have like some games right to watch and say where exactly would Nason fit in when he's ready to come back, depending on how this team takes off. So it's gonna be fun to watch, because you're right, that bottom six, the entire team, the dynamic of this team is not the team that got kicked out of playoffs last year. Not to mention we actually have defensemen this year, which I think we didn't have any in the playoffs last year. So that's usually a big problem.
Yeah, we didn't have any. And I really hope that the mindset of this team going into this game is we're going to not just let the Canes, but the rest of the NHL know that what you had in that first round, that wasn't the Devils. I mean, that was a fucking Utica team that you guys beat in 5. Now you're going to play the big boys. We're here. We're healthy. I want them to just go in there and beat the snot out of Carolina, because I think they can. I honestly think this could be it's probably not going to be. It's probably going to be a very close game, but I could see the Devils just stepping on the gas and rolling these fucks.
I still get angry every time I see all the predictions with the Carolina getting more points than us.
Oh, everybody has Carolina.
I just believe that to be true this year. Maybe I eat crow at the end of the year, but I don't think they get more points than the Devils this year.
One of the guys on the morning skate, I think it was Scott Laughlin or McLaughlin. I don't know what his fucking name is, but whatever. He picked Toronto and New Jersey to miss the playoffs. So both Toronto and the Devils to not make it, and he had the Rangers winning the Metro. I don't know how you can, like, you are anchoring a show that goes out to everyone in North America. You're supposed to be smarter than everybody else, and you're picking both of those two teams to not make the playoffs and the Rangers to win the Metro. I can't figure that one out.
Yeah, there's some inconsistencies with that. Now, for the Rangers, I mean, we've seen it before. They could turn it on, get hot, ride the back of their goaltender for a while, and accumulate a lot of points. That's why I picked them in that kind of 90-point range. I think they're going to rebound that way. But when you're an analyst, like you said, on a hockey show, and you look at Toronto, I mean, what's his rationale for that? Is it Marner? Because this is basically like one of the best regular season teams ever. That's got to account for
someone. One losing one guy, like Marner's, 100 plus point guy, but like losing one guy isn't gonna, that's not going to drop you from first out of the playoffs. Right. And like,
that's a big.
I've seen a couple people pick some pretty banana shit, like Jason Greger, who works for Daily Faceoff, picked the Devils to miss the playoffs, but he also picked like the Rangers, the fucking Penguins, and then a couple other teams where I was just like, what are you talking about? And the fact that this morning drive guy is picking the Rangers to win the Metro after that game that they put together against the Penguins, like what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Some of these people should not have these jobs.
I understand how you can look at the point total from the Devils of last year, then realize you don't know maybe some of the unknowns that came in and see how they were this close to missing the playoffs. But then you got to put your other kind of hockey hat on and look at the types of pieces we put in, assume that we're going to be healthy and stuff. So I can understand why one or two people might say they don't even make the playoffs. Far more than I can understand, like a Toronto or something. But either way, it's bananas because we're winning the Metro. So screw off.
I think there's a very good chance that Buffalo absolutely destroys New York tonight. The Rangers play against a team like Buffalo, who I know Buffalo is their own worst enemy, but we've said it many times. They have very skilled players on that team. And you look at the last half of the season, I don't think any team scored more goals than Buffalo. I think that Buffalo I think they're going to be in the mix. I'm not saying I think they're going to make the playoffs because I don't right now, but I do think they're going to be in the mix. And if the Rangers play that sloppy ass defense and leave guys wide open, Buffalo, they could put 5 up past them. Pass Shesterkin
Yeah.
tonight.
I had Buffalo going up quite a few points. I forget what it was when we did that show, but I mean, I had them moving quite a bit. And the Rangers, with that bullshit effort they showed last time, yeah, that was against an inferior team.
Can you imagine? And sorry, you know what, Tony? We've been all just
No,
yapping
no.
away, and
No.
you're sitting
I was just
there.
going to say, Bobby, I just don't think you can. I don't think the Rangers are going to get first, but I don't think anybody can go by a first game of anything of the season. I think that
Of
it
course not.
changes so much
Yeah.
as the season goes along.
You're right. No, you're
And I
right.
think Steven's right. Chris, by the way, I'm like about 5'7", and I can reach the stall without standing on my tiptoes.
Yeah, we
but-
aren't exactly the tallest.
Yeah,
group
we
of
aren't the
guys,
tallest.
He's talking about
except for
Stanko
Bob.
and not us.
I know, but
Yeah,
I'm
what
just
am I
saying,
even
was
doing
giving
here?
comparison. But I
Bunch
think
of Oompa
Steven's right too.
Loompas.
It's probably to get people to call in and shit. I mean, I don't picture the Rangers finishing first at all, but you're going to get those views, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but to say that they're going to win the Metro, like I don't think I think there's 5
Crazy.
teams better than them in the Metro right now. And the way that I saw Pittsburgh play, maybe Pittsburgh is better than them too. I don't know.
He's one of those guys that puts way too much stock into like the old hockey guy, like coaches boys network. You know,
Right.
he sees Mike Sullivan go to the Rangers and he's like, there's 30 standing points as it is. And it's like, did you see their bottom 4 on D? And oh, by the way, like, do you know apoplectic some of the tough guys in our fan base would get if Nico Hischier said what JT Miller said after their game?
Oh, I didn't hear that. What did Miller say?
Oh my God. He was like, he said something like, yeah, kind of played like I sort of expected to. And he played like shit. Like he was like, but like, he was like, kind of, missed a lot of training camp. He missed like 2 days of training camp. Like he's been a veteran. He's around for years. Like if Nico Hischier said something like that, people would lose their goddamn minds.
This is part of the problem that I thought that it was maybe a bit of a mistake to put the C on him. I just don't know if he has that ability to, like I said, be able to get the most out of guys without insulting them down, knocking them down to a point that they just hate you. And I don't know if he's capable of that. And I think that, you're going to look guys like Zibanejad and, he doesn't, maybe his give a shit meter is maybe at like 2 or 3 most of the time. And, I just don't know how that's going to jive with Miller. And I see drama on the horizon for that team. And I'm going to love it.
Well, wait a second though, Chris. They made T-shirts that said no BS.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So that kind of solves all their problems, I think.
Yeah, that's about right there with no dickheads, isn't it?
Or we had T-shirts that said "Raise Hell" last year, and it was pure hell last year.
one, yeah. We have one. Maybe give us like one dickhead.
Yeah.
On the ice. One dickhead on the ice.
Was there anything from the few days games that we saw already that you guys, anything pique your interest? Anything that you guys want to talk about or anything, or no?
I watched the Vegas LA game last night.
Yeah.
And Western Conference hockey, it just feels different a little bit. Like it's not like faster, and they're not necessarily bigger or anything like that. And I don't know if this is just a juxtaposition of the Rangers Penguins game and then watching this other game, but like it was just so much more fucking fun. Like there's just a lot more shit happened. It was somewhat chaotic. Like LA was up 3-1, and then Vegas tied it up. Then Vegas went up 5-3, and then LA tied at 5-5. And they're hitting, and their breakaways, and their opportunities galore. And Jack Eichel was all over the fucking place. Then it went to a shootout. Like the overtime was back and forth and back and forth. It was just awesome. Like if I wasn't like too old for this shit, like I'd say I'd probably stay up for a little bit more West Coast hockey. But I need to be in bed by like 11:15.
One of my Tom.
I thought the Rangers looked slow. I will say I thought they looked slow the other. I mean, it's the first game of the season.
They looked really bad.
They looked
really bad
against Pittsburgh. Yeah, I mean,
their depth, their bottom 6 and their bottom 4, their D is fucking atrocious.
I mean, they look like the exact same Ranger team from last year. Like as far as the same mistakes, being slow, defensemen not being in the play, not just 3 guys chasing one puck in the defensive zone and leaving Shesterkin alone in the front. It's just the same shit that they've done. And then they got rid of Keandre Miller, who we get to face today. I don't see how that makes Carolina a whole lot better. I don't know. I just think right now Devils are the best team in the Metro on paper, and I think tonight they're going to start proving it.
If Carolina can extract out of Miller his potential to play to his potential, it's going to be a problem for us. Like Miller has a skill set that is very, very good, and it just needs to be kind of unlocked. Like his problem was, Severson-esque brain farts and
Right.
just stupid shit and just doing dumb shit all the time. I don't know if he's just a fucking knucklehead or just like there was Rangers coaching or the Rangers in general, but if Carolina can unlock that of him a little bit, I think he could be a good player, but it's a question mark.
Yeah, I have no doubt Carolina will be good this year. I mean, I think they're going to be tough. They're going to be a pain in the ass till the end, and they are going to be, to me, out of that whole division, they are the challenge to get above them, out of everybody. I think Carolina's until the Devils can prove that we can actually handle them, then I feel that way. Hopefully this is the year.
It better be.
They're the bar.
Yeah. And I think even though, like you said, it doesn't matter what happens in the regular season, it's all about the playoffs. You're going to have to face them again, probably in the playoffs, probably in the second round after we win and they get second. So you're going to have to go through them. So yeah, we better be better than them. But I think that we're at a point now with this team that they should be. I think
Healthy,
that they can.
yes.
Yeah, I think they can absolutely. Who's in net tonight for them? Freddie Anderson.
Freddie Anderson. Yeah. Kochetkov, I think, is banged up, and that they picked up Brendan Boosie off of waivers, who's backing him up. Brendan Boosie, he's pretty good. He was in the Bruins system, but they let him go.
Dude, the Bruins looked really good last night.
They did look a little bit like Swayman was
he looked great,
out of his fucking mind last night.
That's another thing. If Boston ends up Swayman having a year, that's another team that it might end up jumping back into the mix. And I think we all had them dead to rights too.
Well, even if they don't quite ascend to that level, they can wind up stealing a lot more points than people are probably accounting for.
Yeah.
And they're that whole, where's the movement in our division if they start stealing points? So
it's a good point too, because the one thing that we did last year, the Devils did last year, especially after the injuries, after the trade deadline, is we were just scoreboard watching way too much because we were so worried about our spot and everybody was gaining on us. I don't want to do that this year. Take care of your own business. Just settle yourself in and don't like 3 years ago when we made the playoffs, right around January, it didn't matter what happened. We weren't going to not be knocked out of the playoffs. We know we were going, fine tune the team, get ready. I don't want to be chasing, because you're right. This whole Eastern Conference, there's a lot of really good teams, and a lot of teams are going to be taking a jump. I don't know who's going to be stepping back. There probably will be a few, but I just want to make sure that we one or two the whole time. We don't have to deal with that.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the East, I think. There's a lot of, are Detroit and Buffalo going to be better? Is Montreal going to fall back? Is Ottawa going to take that next step? What's Toronto going to do without Marner? What's Florida going to do with everybody hurt? Or the Devils finally going to take a step? Or the Rangers falling back? Is Columbus gonna take another step? And actually, I think it was Ace's last show. He talked about this last season, but I mean, remember we were about to get passed by Columbus, and we beat them in back-to-back games, and that saved our season. That was absolutely massive. And I think that was one of those games where that was a game where Luke went coast to coast and just and tied the game up some.
And I remember I was being so nervous about that game because they were right there. I mean, I think Ottawa had more points than us. They were a wild card team.
They did.
Did Montreal have more points, or they were tied with us?
They're the same.
They were, yeah.
Ottawa had 97. Us and Montreal had 91.
So we were, dead last. And as far as the top three teams, we were super lucky that we managed to hold on to that 3 spot. I don't want to do that again this year.
Hell no.
Yeah, one of the things I'm looking for from the Devils tonight is something we saw in preseason and something I wrote about. And I think, everybody was hungry for, a new wing, a new high-end wing, right? But I really saw the kind of moves that Fitz did as smart moves, bringing in better, faster players. And I think playing with more speed, we were a fucking really slow team last season. Like everything was so slow to develop. The neutral zone regroups, the breakouts were so slow to develop because we had such shitty fucking forwards. And all that trash. Now that we've taken all that trash out and kind of replaced them, Glendenning's fast, Brown is fast, Dadnaw's fast, Gritsuk is fast. We just have a lot more speed in this team. So I want to see the Devils play with a lot more speed, have their transitions happen a lot faster. The defenseman not sitting there waiting for a forward to make his full run through the breakout motions before he's fucking covered and they have to just punt. So that's the types of things that I'm going to be looking for tonight.
Tim, you mentioned you writing. Where's your articles at? Since I just found out that we have a webpage, where can they find your articles at?
I love that you clipped that on YouTube, by the way. I fucking watched it like 3 times.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah. It's all about the jersey.com.
Built from scratch,
I can
Tony.
send you the
Built
link.
from
I have texted some of the links in our little behind the scenes pucker, but I know that comes through for you at like 5 in the morning.
I just noticed, I'm bad with this shit.
So, well, my next one, as I freeze, new room, still freezing. Bob, you brought it up. What we do about what to do with Nason as he comes back. So, talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
All right. That's actually, I'm curious what he wrote about that with as far as Nason goes, because I don't know where the hell he goes. I have no idea.
Again,
that may go ahead, Bobby. Sorry.
We don't know what the team's going to look like when he's ready, and we're an injury away from not even having that be a problem. But it is going to be interesting because I still think one way or the other, maybe not a giant impact trade that we've been clamoring for a couple years, but the writing's on the wall that somebody of significant salary and position on this team will probably have to go this year to make things work, to fit pieces in, and to look for maybe that bigger trade next year. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of guys out there in that $4, $5, $6 million range now where, some decisions need to be made. You don't sit a guy like Mason in the press box. You just don't.
National selection will figure it out, injuries and stuff.
That's right. And that was my first point in this is like, it's like, these things tend to work themselves out. So that's first things first. And, let's face it, the Devils haven't exactly, been fully healthy for a while. But I kind of broke it down into 4 different sort of things that I could potentially see happening. And a lot of it's sort of contingent on play and how guys play early. And I think 2 guys, Mercer and Palat, have a bit of a timeline of Nason's return for how they do, because Mercer's sitting in Nason's spot last year. Nason, Timo, and Mercer, or Nason, Timo, and Heischer were a really successful line last year. So Mercer's sitting in that spot right now. So if he plays well, then I think the second option is Palat. And if Palat needs to play well in that role that he has, where things were looking good with Palat, Glass, and Brown. But that needs to translate into regular season. He needs to prove that he's not really washed. Another guy that I thought about is Dadonov. Like if this Dadonov experiment on Jack and Brat's line doesn't really work, we're only paying him $1 million. A lot of his bonuses and salary are, performance related bonuses and games played and goals, assists. Plus, he has a no trade clause up until like December. So if it's not working, it's fucking ridiculous that he has this, but whatever. Jesus. If it's not working and like December, Dadonov's an easy guy just to get rid of, and we can make that work. But we'll see. Like these things tend to work themselves out. The last option that I could really see happening is sort of a Cotter, Gritsuk, Nason sort of 3-wing rotation on that 4th line. Like Cotter, for as much as his toolkit's incredible, he's plagued by inconsistency. So I could see him getting a couple of days up in the press box to sort of regroup and refigure out his game. Gritsuk, while he played in a professional league, they play a lot less games in the KHL and they're a little far more spread out. I could see him getting a couple of breathers for Nason. So there's a lot of different options. And to quote Tom Fitzgerald, he's creating competition.
Well, he definitely is creating competition. I personally think that Paul Cotter is going to have a career year this year. I think that Paul Cotter arrives this year, and
Is that because he's getting paid next year?
You know what? The guy, he's been developing. He's, he knows his role. He plays that role really good. And it's just a matter of whether or not he can put it together. And I think he can. And I think playing with Gritzuk might really help that. I know it was only preseason, but there were some really high points that those two together. And, I'd like to see, Paul Cotter kind of, because if our fourth line can actually score some goals and they're responsible, this team can be so dangerous. It all comes down, in my opinion, to the health and everything, but outside of that, it's that bottom six. And if they can be productive, this team can go very far.
And tonight's game's a good barometer for that because Stahl's going to because it's in Carolina, Stahl's going to get line matched against Jack probably. And then Nico's probably going to line match against Aho. So we're going to need the bottom six to contribute and to deliver against their bottom six. Carolina has Taylor Hall playing on the fourth line, which I thought was a little funny.
Taylor Hall gave up on playing fucking hockey for real like 4 years ago.
His Coke guy probably finally made it to Carolina.
And I know that Ace, I know Cotter got yanked last season, but I think this is going to be a different year for him. I think he's going to be what we kind of expected him to be last year a little bit more. I'm expecting big things from Paul Cotter this year.
Yeah, big things on a Cotter level because he's
on a Cotter scale, yeah.
Basically be getting fourth line minutes, maybe fourth line minutes plus if they are producing, but it's still, sheltered minutes. So
which, is what he had last year. And just now do something with it.
I'd like to see him get hot to the point where they're like, all right, we're bumping him up a line or two because he just can't shut down for a couple weeks, just pot 10 in like 8 games or something like that. And then move back down to reality. But we can use that and get ourselves a 10-game winning streak, something silly, bump up the points.
Yeah, it's like if he scores 10 and then goes a little bit cold, Gritzuk scores 10. It doesn't all have to happen all at the same time. But our biggest problem is like everybody goes cold all at once, and it's like we can't have that.
Okay, so before we dive into what to expect tonight, one last question of this season: simple yes or no. Will the Devils have a winning streak longer than 4 games?
Yes.
3 games. Will they actually win 4 in a row this year? Tony saying yes.
Yes.
Then Bobby,
they're
saying you can double it.
Okay. They're going to start the season 4-0.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're going to start the season 4-0.
That'd be great.
Start the season 4-0.
So you got them winning again in Tampa on Saturday, in Columbus on Monday, and our home opener against the Cats on Thursday.
Sure, fuck it. Why not?
Thank you for going 4 because I don't want to pay that much money for a loss. So that's cool.
I like it.
Yeah, there you go. We'll do it for Bob, man. Jesus.
Yeah, do it for Bobby.
Kid's gonna have to sell one of his own son's kidneys to go to a game. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm a hockey dad after all.
Yeah, it's hockey dad's expensive enough, right?
I know.
Yeah.
His kid's gonna grow out of his skates in 3 months.
Tim, that fucking shadow behind you, man. I cannot stop looking at it. Are you making a Dougie Hamilton bobblehead?
It looks like, dude. It looks like a little garden gnome with a huge dick.
But I'm thinking you're making a Dougie Hamilton bobblehead back there, aren't you? Your own personal.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, yeah. So
can you make me a Graves one?
It's this ridiculous. You
didn't claim him off waivers yet, Bob? I thought he was in your basement.
Time to pull the sock back out, Bobby.
All right, Tony.
Yes.
Give me your score tonight and first goal scorer and anything else if you want. If you have all your goal scorers, go for it. And you guys too in the chat. Who's scoring first and what's the final?
I'm gonna go 4-3. I'm gonna go. I think I gave him some praise last episode. I'm gonna go Luke Hughes with the final goal with the new contract.
You got Luke with the game winner?
Yeah, I got Luke with the game winner.
Who's scoring the first?
Nico.
Okay.
The way it should be. Jack number 2, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
And Gritz number 3. There you go.
All right, I like it. Okay. And Timmy, what do you got?
I got 4-2 with an empty net goal. So Mercer's going to score first on the power play. Then Jack's going to score. Then Cotter's going to score. And then Connor Brown is going to score the empty netter.
Okay. Bob?
I got the first goal and the game-winning goal being the same from Luke, I don't need no stinking preseason Hughes in a 3-0 shutout where Timo gets on the board, and it's a new season. I'm going full-on optimism. Pally gets on the board. Maybe it's an empty netter. Maybe it's not. 3-0 domination, clean win.
And what's Markstrom's? How many saves?
Plus 27.
27 saves.
Plus 27 plus. Yeah.
27. So 27 or more saves.
Yes.
All right. I got. Let's see. I'm gonna go 5-3 Devils. Empty netter. First goal. I don't know. Call it a hunch. Women's intuition. I'm going with Cody Glass. First goal. Let's see. I'm going to take Nico with goal number 2. I'm going to take Dougie with a power play goal, number 3.
Oh, here comes the Jergens for Timmy.
Bratter will get on the board with number 4. And Dawson Mercer will net the empty netter to make it 5-3. So that's what I got. We all got the Devils winning.
Yeah. Not a lot of pessimism around here. I love it. I would like to see. Yeah,
Let's watch the text messages, third period.
I know. Every time, by the way, every time we're like,
if they don't fucking trade Palat by 11 o'clock tonight, I'm done.
Fuck Dougie Hamilton. Fucking leave him there.
Tim has to defend
$9 million
period.
shit.
I'm going to throw all my Jergens away.
As Devil fans, no matter what the score is, as Devil fans, I think that even if we get completely dismantled tonight, I think we should all be happy if at the end of the night, every guy that played is healthy. I think then we should just put our heads on the pillow and say, we lost 10-2, but at least Dougie and Jack are healthy.
That would be the most disheartening thing.
That is the lowest fucking possible bar you could say. Jesus.
That is as low as it gets.
Get me ready for football Sunday.
Is other than our few friends online, and maybe if we get this out early enough, a few people get to listen to it at night. 90% of the people that are going to listen to the show are going to be tomorrow. And if we don't win, it's that same old, like, these guys suck. Like, hey, we're
every time we're this optimistic, it does not go well for us. But whatever.
And the
new season, new us.
That's right.
We have to just say the reason that we're doing, and Tony brought this up before, but we'll say it because he's actually on the show right now. The reason we're doing the show before the Devil game as opposed to after is because Ace, we know you're going on after, and everyone, the handful of people that listen to us, all listen to you. So we're like, why are we going to compete with Ace? We're going to go on beforehand. So there you go.
That's why we're up after the game.
And I have a message. I want to say something to Ace too, actually, if I could really fast. Ace, I know you have a shitload of memorabilia, and I have like a shitload of old hockey memorabilia, man. If you ever want to set up some trades, dude, I got shit from 95 on, like game used, you name it, man. Piles of shit. So I've been hearing you say you have a bunch of stuff. So maybe we can make some swaps, man.
It's an easy trade with the logistics to Lithuania, so I wouldn't worry about
my stuff's, I'm going back to Florida in a couple months. My stuff, most of it's there in the condo.
Oh, nice.
All right. Now you got Jersey.
I got Claw the Mew sticks from the Montreal Cup and all that shit.
Ace sent me a couple pictures of all his stick. He's got like a whole fucking stick.
He's got a Brodeur back helmet.
He's got some good shit.
Ace is the man. We love you, Ace. So, all right, Ace, if you're still in, what do you think? What's the game tonight? What's your score, and who's your first goal scorer? Just curious. So, no games tomorrow, which is weird, right?
It's very weird.
Yeah. I guess they want all 32 teams to play on Saturday, so they gave everybody off tomorrow.
I mean, I think it's a mistake. You should have at least a single game on, get some eyes on. Hockey just started. Like that game would get all the regular view, the big hockey fans that don't have a team of their own to watch that night. Like, it just seems to be a mistake.
I agree. Not the first week of the season, right? You want
to
have
32 bullshit like later. That's fine. But
what time is the game on Saturday?
I think it's 7.
7.
It's a 7 o'clock Saturday. I think it's 7 o'clock the rest of the next bunch of games. So. Yeah, they are. Ace, you're right.
Yes, Goonies is out here. Last week it came to the town.
You just got Goonies in? Oh,
Yes,
you're gonna
yes,
love
yes.
it.
But I just saw
I
this
don't
new
want.
show named Different Strokes. If you guys have ever seen it, they have this weird bicycle episode where these guys go to the shop. It's very odd.
You always go back to that episode. Does that bring
You know
up
why?
something?
Because actually, I saw. You know what? I'll tell you why. The other day, I saw was like the top 10 most fucked up sitcom moments, and that was on there. Actually, I thought of you guys.
The bicycle shop episode is actually one of those
Yeah.
definitive episodes from.
Do you know who that guy was? The white guy. He was from WKRP in Cincinnati.
That
Really?
show was awesome.
That was the
Another
bicycle-
new show.
The Thanksgiving
Yes.
turkeys.
Did you just
I haven't
catch
seen
up?
it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that.
It's
and,
amazing
Family
the technology
Ties
curve in
was-
Lithuania. Like they went from talkies to
Just wait till
To
perfect
Goonies.
strangers comes your way.
I can't wait. And Tim, you mentioned staying awake late for the game. Imagine, dude. It's like fucking 2:30 here tonight.
I know.
I'll be watching my kids.
You're
get up
you're a
for-
hero, Tony. You're a hero.
Ace is-
Tony's like making lunches. Is like his.
I wake up and Ace is on in the morning. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? That's how I actually see his show usually, getting the kids ready for school.
Ace has got a 3-1 Devil win with Bradder, Connor Brown, and Jack scoring. So
I'd like to see some of the new guys and some of the depth guys get on the board early in the first couple of games, get into it. I'd like to see Jack kind of get off to a hot start. Eichel put up 4 points last night, Jack. It's time for you to match that, brother.
Are you guys excited to watch the Jack press conferences? Because they're always my favorite, man. Like, do you
He's
ever?
such
I
a-
mean, he just
you
looks
love
like he
it.
doesn't want to be there. So
He's
much,
such a
man.
sassy little bitch.
And,
He
and I
is.
will say, I told you guys, my kids met him last year. You guys saw he was fucking great with my children. There was like a bunch of these autograph dealers out there, and Jack
Yeah.
called my daughters over. It was awesome to them. So him and Luke. So I mean, he's a really nice guy. Whenever I watch him do the pressers, it's just entertaining.
I
as
got
shit.
no problem with a dude being bored of the same 5 questions every freaking time.
Yeah.
You know, it's showing a little personality. Like, whatever, he's ours. We like him. You don't like him, fuck off.
yeah, but I mean, I guess it is super annoying. I mean, he's also said like, I don't know how Nico does that every day. He just goes out there after every game, especially when they were bad. You know, like go out there every single time after a bad loss and answer the same stupid ass questions. You know, he's like, I couldn't do that. Like I'd lose my shit, and
Yeah.
I would too. You know.
Yeah.
And it's always just the same dumbass questions. Nobody, and it's not just Devils. It's any sports, no matter who they are, no matter what the press conference.
He's gonna have to brace for just like the onslaught of Quinn Hughes questions all year.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's
gonna
definitely
piss him off.
Well, he's only going to have to answer that, I think, for a couple more months because I think he's going to end up
Still
here.
think he's coming this year, huh?
I do. I
All
think
right.
he's coming this year.
Palat's gonna score 20 goals in the month of October. Palat for Quinn, 1-for-1. Market.
I would like to see the intermission interviews,
Could you
a bunch of combined, where they always have the same answer. If you ever listen, like, what happened? I just tried to put the puck in the net. No matter what game you're watching, no matter what player it is, that is usually the term you always hear. I always notice that. Maybe
The
Markstrom is actually really good in interviews.
is good.
He's a funny dude. Like this summer, I forget the exact context, but he was asked, you know, what are the Devils going to try and do that different, you know, from last year? He's like, well, I think a big thing in hockey is to make sure maybe like we score more goals than the other team. We're going to do that. And me as a goalie, I'm going to try and stop everything. So I think if we do that, we're going to be okay. I love this
This is the
dude.
best, yeah. The guy Jared Kiso, who is the star of Letterkenny and Shoresy. If you haven't seen either of those, I highly recommend him. But he does this funny bit with like some of the other guys from those shows where they're like hockey players standing in front of lockers and they're like, well, what are you guys looking to do now? He's like, well, you know, we got to get pucks deep, get pucks in the corners, you know, fish pucks out. Get pucks deep. Yeah, that's it. Yep, get pucks deep. But then he'll throw in like a random thing, like he'll get asked a question like, so I heard you killed a Thai prostitute last night, and he'll be like, yeah, well, you know, you got to just get pucks deep, get in front of the net, you know, get those hard areas of the net. It's just fucking hilarious. It's a hilarious sequence.
Everything
Chris, who
that
was it?
you're asked.
Marshawn Lynch, who used to go. He had like he would get fined if he didn't do the interview, so he would just stand there and not answer the questions.
Yeah,
When
He
they
would
were
just
in
be
the
like,
He did that at Super
At the
Bowl,
Super
right?
Bowl. He showed
Yeah.
up at press day and he said, I'm not answering any questions, but if I'm not here, I get fined. So I'm just sitting here. He just
All
sat
moment.
there for 2 hours.
Yep. A certain press conferences you always remember, like the playoffs. You never forget
Yeah,
that
Jim
shit. It's
Mora.
like it's burned
Yeah.
in your head, you know.
Playoffs. We talk about playoffs.
Did you guys see that that Stuart Skinner fucking goal last night? That bobble and oh my god! Did you did you watch that game? Anyone? Oh,
No.
Skinner made a save. He had the defenseman. I don't know who it was. So the
It was
defenseman is right
Darnell, it
next
was
to him.
Darnell Nurse.
It might have been Nurse. And he has the puck, and the defenseman's sitting right
Oh,
there,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he's about to, just he's not doing anything with it. Doesn't give it to the defenseman. I think he thought maybe the defenseman was going to take it. Now the puck's just sitting there for 2 seconds, and in comes Blake Coleman, and he just bangs it home. The puck is just sitting there. Like,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah,
Coleman was just like,
hockey indecision there.
Stuart Skinner is not the guy that's going to get Connor McDavid a cup if this is the shit he's doing in game one.
I mean, that's a miscommunication also with the defenseman. Like
Yeah,
Nurse has got to come
mistake.
through and take like.
Yeah, but Skinner
Yeah,
this is Skinner, right?
I get it. It's like, and this is what worries me about expansion is there aren't enough good players and particularly goalies to go around. Like Stuart Skinner is backstopping the defending Western Conference champions. Like that's fucking problematic.
Yeah. I think Connor Ingram is a better bet than who they have right now. I'd like to see Ingram get in there.
Like Nate Bastian has a job in the NHL still.
Where is he?
Dallas.
But he's not is he not in the lineup, right?
He was the fourth line right wing last time I looked.
Curtis Lazar didn't play he's with Edmonton now, right?
He didn't play. I didn't notice if he played or not.
I don't think he was in the lineup. No.
Tatar's getting suspended. McLeod signed in Russia.
So I guess that was a pretty resounding no to Michael McLeod from the NHL, huh?
Yeah.
Seems that way, yeah.
They let you play in Russia, man. You could be anybody and play in Russia. Murderers, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm actually surprised that not one NHL team picked him up because I think that they will sign. I think Carter Hart will get signed. I think a couple of the other guys will end up getting signed. It's just kind of, I think McLeod maybe was a bridge.
Was it just conversational? Did he go work out for anybody, or is there maybe actual reasons?
I don't know, but a guy from Carolina got fired. A president got fired. I don't know if that was related to this or not. Like he wanted him or he didn't or something like that. But yeah, someone from Carolina. I don't know if anybody went and went and worked out. Maybe McLeod showed up and was like fat as fuck because he hasn't been playing in 2 years, like with Big Mac sauce on his face. And they're like, yeah, no thanks, pal.
Well, Carolina did get a lot of blowback from some season ticket holders just with the idea that they were planning on signing him. I mean, there were people writing letters saying
who were vocal. Yeah.
So I mean, that would be enough for me to pump the brakes a little bit on bringing this guy in.
Yeah, I think there was certainly some pressure, So I don't know. He'll go to Russia for a couple of years. Maybe he'll come back. I don't know, but it's not something we need to worry about or deal with anymore.
That's right.
All right, guys, we got about 20 minutes or so till puck drop. Final thoughts.
What's up, you rubbernecking pricks? Yeah.
Let's go Devils. And if you want to enter the contest to win that Dougie Hamilton bobblehead that Tim is creating behind him with the giant cock, just email the Uncle Puckers at what's the email address, Chris?
Why don't you give him the website, Tony? Why don't you give him the website?
Yeah. I almost had the Tampa mortgage address by mistake. So Chris, what is the address?
What's the name of the show, Tony?
Uncle Fuckers Live.
Ace is right. The people petitioned, and that's why they were not interested in signing Mr. McLeod.
How many seasons, Chris, is this for us now?
I don't know. 4.
Going on 4.
4.
Going on 4
on here.
For the show.
4.
Yeah,
I think we're at our 500th episode or around there. I mean, it depends on when you start counting.
Probably more than that before even. I mean, I don't even know what.
Yay for us!
Yay!
We've only made one player change.
Yeah, it's true. We did only make one player change.
It took me 500 episodes to sneak in my shadow dick.
Well, the Special Olympics contacted us and they said, "Hey, could you add somebody?" And we said, "Yeah, man, that's no problem."
We're looking for 4 retards to do some commenting.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
To know we have a website.
God.
Yeah, we did. What is the webpage, Bobby, please, so I can write it down?
See, this is so right. Look, this is so perfect. Yeah, Steven's 100% right. Look at that.
12 people. My mom signed off about an hour ago.
Hey, we get a lot of views after the fact, right, Steven? And the way those numbers are counted, people aren't accounting for 2 TVs in the same household.
Yeah. Actually, our clientele is usually a couple hockey fans and some lady boys. That's pretty much how it goes.
That was a quote from Anchorman. Sorry.
It's
that was a Nielsen ratings joke. Sorry.
4 old guys that live in 4 different states that love the Devils who can get together and bullshit about them a few times a week. That's it. That's all we
There
are.
we go.
States.
But-
I don't even have a state. I don't think here.
That's right.
Well, you technically, I
2
don't want
countries.
yeah, 2 countries, 4 different states, 3 different
Yeah.
states.
Well,
2 different
3 countries if you count Pennsylvania.
That's true. We could, or even Maryland.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of,
How
open
far are you
carry,
guys from each other?
Probably about 2.5 hours. It's not.
think
It's
it's that
not. It's not close, but it's not far.
Okay.
And the amount of carjackings that goes on in Amish country in between us, especially that place,
Do people steal?
steal
People
buggies.
steal buggies there? Are there's big buggy theft going on there?
Imagine a police chase with a buggy, and the guy's like this. The guy in the cop car is like, "What are you doing?" He's like walking alongside, like, "You gonna pull over, or what are you doing?"
My son, when he goes hiking like every weekend, and I think he was out near, I don't know where, Delaware Water Gap or something before. He comes home, he's like, Dad, I saw my first Amish guy the other day. I was like, okay. It's like, yeah. He's like, they really just like no electricity, no. He had like no idea.
So
Like,
I don't know if Tim knows this, but in Pennsylvania, there's a law. So their buggies have to have like lights. Like,
They have
and they're
reflector
electric.
things, right?
Yeah.
Electric lights.
That's what I heard. That's what we were talking about when we drove up to Lancaster for the game. I was questioning if they're electric or what, but yeah, they have to have something in there. That's because they're on the road.
They all have those like triangular reflectors on the back here. I got stuck behind one the other day. It's like, what the fuck, man? But
That's annoying.
Tim, do you
around my
associate?
area, my next door, like, so
You go to the house of the Amish people? Like, what do you do? Just talk the whole time?
yeah, like we meet in the field and we talk about fucking plowing the field and shit like that. No, like the latest, like I brought this up before, but there's this power line proposal going from New
About 15
Jersey
minutes.
to a data center in Virginia. And the power lines, they're trying to install them basically straight through Maryland. And the proposed route goes right over our farm. So, my kids are gonna, if when they come here, are gonna be fucking retarded, basically, with the power lines. So they're going over his property too. So we talk to them a lot about that. But since he doesn't have a phone or electricity or fucking internet, we are like the internet for him. We tell him all about this stuff. But what we just found out in our woods that we think that we're trying to find out if it's actually a thing is an American chestnut tree, which went extinct like 100 years ago. Because if we have this extinct tree, like, we're looking at the leaves and the nuts and stuff like that. I'm big into trees these days. Bear with me. So if we find this tree, it will be like something that they can't basically go through these power lines. So we may have found our saving grace, but it's like right on the Amish dude's property, not ours. It's like right on our property line.
well, I wish you luck in your newly rediscovered extinct tree. I hope that it works out.
No,
American chestnut tree.
It's a big deal.
chestnut.
Look up what happened to
It
the American
sounds like a
chestnut
big
trees.
deal.
It's kind of.
Can you grow weed there?
Yeah.
If you wanted to, with no problems.
Yeah, I think I would have problems, like I think I would need to get like a license and stuff. I haven't totally investigated it yet.
Just look into that.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up. I want to get ready, get myself comfortable, all set to watch this thing. We need a big one, man. Big win. This is huge. Game 1 of 82. A lot of good vibes here right now for this Devils team. Let's just hope, like I said, this episode doesn't age super badly in about 4 hours.
If you've gotten this far and you're listening the next day and the Devils get smoked, it's okay. It's an 82
We're
game
posting it
season.
either way, so you're listening.
Yeah, either way.
Oh yeah,
You're gonna fucking listen to it, and you're gonna download DraftKings. You're gonna like it, and you're gonna buy some jerkins. You're gonna jerk off to Dougie Hamilton clap bombs.
On that note,
In
Tim,
Devil's
you gotta-
Heaven, Children of the Corn. Yes, man.
that's a
Freaked
great
the
movie.
shit out of me as a kid.
Yeah, it was a great movie. Wherever you're listening to us, if you're watching on the YouTube stream, please hit the whatever subscription, alert bell, like. If you're listening to us on the podcast, a download, a positive comment helps a little podcast that could. We are the Uncle Puckers. I'm Chris, for Bob, Tony, and Tim, and we will see you when we see you.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Eat a fat dick, Valley Cat.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.